Give the gift of touch. Welcome in, much love, Trav here. Let's talk about social touch, very, very important. We talked about emotions, we talked about society, we're talking about social interactions, social wealth, and social touch is a big part of that. Very underlooked, very underrated, very important. Did you know that it's a physiological need at the bottom of the needs pyramid, Maslow's hierarchy of needs? It's like food or water. We can starve without touch. We can suffocate, drown, or whatever without touch. Really, children who are touch deprived, they can die. They have complications. They have developmental issues that last forever. Touch releases certain chemicals that are super important for health and for good feeling. And if you didn't know this, you should know that just about everyone in Western society is touch deprived in the amount of touch they're getting and the amount of people that they're touching. And there's studies on this. You look at Western culture. If you're at lunch with someone, you touch 2, 3, maybe 4 times. In France, when I say Western, I mean like Puritan heritage, right? France, it's like 100 touches. And I've experienced this living in Spain. Is the standard greeting is cheek to cheek, and that's one example. You'll sit across from someone at the table and you're touching under and over the table the whole time. America, they have these big tables where you can't even reach across, you know. So when I say just about everyone, you know, it's not true. It's a generality, but generally people are starving for touch. They don't necessarily get enough touch in their relationships, or they're too reliant, dependent on 1 or 2 sources for touch. And the ramifications for this is that we can make people's lives better by touching. People want to be touched, but they are just in this society. It's kind of, they don't know, you know, we need to take the lead. And I'm not going to get into too much detail of because I'm learning, and we'll follow up with videos of what the best way to touch is. But I mean, people want hugs, they want to be touched on the shoulder, they want to be touched on the elbow, they want high fives, they want to get poked, you know, people just want to be touched. And some people don't. There's some people who don't, but as a general rule, physiologically, humans want to be touched and will be happy to be touched. So what I invite you to do is, and we previously talked about how many people are you interacting with on a daily basis. Keep track of that. Count how many people you're interacting with on a daily basis. Is it none? Is it 6? Is it a dozen? Is it 50? Right? Think about that. See if you can get that number up. Or not. But I think you should. I think so. Because it's not just about... It's not... There's probably a number that we don't necessarily want to go over, but if we're too dependent on just 1 or 2, that's probably not necessarily a good situation to be in, right? If you look at strong community relationships with healthy, socially wealthy humans, even in like third world or like tribal situations, are they just touching 1, 2 people? Probably a lot, right? What that number is not exact, but I encourage you to audit your social touch in your own life. You can share that below in the comments, how many people you're touch interacting with, and if you want to increase that, how you could increase that. Sports is a good way. Just being friendlier is a good way. Now, I'm going to add in here, there's another component. Let's go ahead and walk past these people. Down this way. Good morning, how's it going? Get these people out of the shot. There's another component to this you should be aware of, where it's harder for men because men tend to be considered predators. So, and when a man's really touch deprived, then he can take the wrong signals. So we have a culture where men get a lot less touch than women as well. It's more challenging. But that's why we need to be the leaders in social touch. That's why we need to be brave, and we need to initiate. And we don't always, you know, it's just social touch. Platonic touch is a thing. Everything doesn't need to be escalated sexually, right? That's not the point of this video. So I want to know what you think. I'm not coming here with all the answers. I'm just drawing light to a situation or a element of social whatever that's important to me too. So if you want to add to the conversation, please do in the comments. And I hope you have a blessed, wonderful, amazing day. Free life movement, free living goals, and I will see you on Snapchat as well.